Yes, the Millennials, the most entitled generation out of them all. And that says a lot since boomers still exist. Unfortunately. Millennials are the so-called 90s children who, just like their Generation X parents, grew up trying to fit in with the crowd, seeking the approval of their peers or their parents. And I think this is their greatest weakness. The Millennials are the most atheistic generation out of them all. Even though they are not as black-pilled as their parents, yet they are the masters of virtue signaling. Trying so hard to stick it to the man, stick it to Jesus Christ and to the church, they're so blinded by MTV propaganda, daytime TV propaganda, Hollywood propaganda. They are so quick to discredit and disregard Christianity, but very slow to acknowledge their own mistakes, just like their boomer grandparents. The Millennials are the pseudo-intellectual generation, thinking of themselves as intellectually superior to their Generation X or boomers, or even to their younger counterparts, the Zoomers. They are so blinded by their own vanity, they miss the forest for the trees, so to speak. Millennials, when it comes to religion, they are so quick to embrace pseudo-religions like Eastern philosophy, Eastern spirituality, Wicca, Kabbalah, astrology, Buddhism, but very slow to acknowledge the wisdom, the depth, and the accomplishments of Christianity and how it basically built the whole civilization as we know it. Millennials are the definition of virtue signaling. They are so preoccupied to be perceived as a good person, they would blindly follow trends or follow what the current narrative is just to fit in. They would sacrifice the future of civilization for this. Millennials are more or less like the boomers, grew up in a fairly good economy, except for the countries from the communist bloc. They never had any real aspirations for greatness like Gen Z has. Millennials will preserve the status quo even if it means sacrificing their own credibility or their own legacy just because they are too comfortable in their position. Millennials are the progressive or the liberal leftist generation, but not as extreme as their latter half of the Generation X counterparts. We will talk about them in the future video, believe that! Millennials, just like the baby boomers, will never acknowledge their real flaws in favor of portraying themselves as good people. Millennials are the ones who say, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, after smoking 3 joints and meditating with their 50 crystals that lay around their pot-smelling apartment. They are the ones who believe in the stupid mantra, live and let live, not knowing that this is the reason why the world has become this dystopian, chaotic, multicultural hellhole. Millennials are the ones who say phrases like, oh, I never carry cash. Paper money is dirty. I always have my credit card. Millennials are the Netflix generation. Yes, this is the best analogy for them. Millennials encapsulate the modern, progressive, leftist savior that they think they are, although they are too lazy or shy to do anything. This is why they join socialist clubs, then they post tweets about the evils of capitalism from their Apple laptop, sitting in the lounge of their local Starbucks while slurping a caramel soy latte. Millennials are just like modern communists, meaning they are the lowest form of life on Earth. Besides the Zoomer leftists, man, those are on a whole nother level. That's all I had for today. Tune in to the next video where I will talk about my generation, the Zoomers.
Subscribe, you silly Billy!